Well, hello again and welcome back, and my apologies, it's been a long while since I posted any videos, and quite a number of reasons why that is. First of all, I've had to change and upgrade my computer, which has taken me a lot of sorting out. I was using a very ancient computer. I'm one of these people that likes to make things last, so my computer had been on its last legs. Although it still works even today, it was getting slower and slower, and it was taking so long to try and edit anything or do, it was just really beyond the scope of that now. So that has taken me a number of weeks to get used to and get set back up again. Also, the boats are fine, both the narrowboat and the Sea Line. The weather here over the last few weeks has been so abysmal. It's been so wet, it's often been windy with it as well, and really, to me, as I've explained with this channel, YouTube is a bit of fun. It's if it helps anybody else or somebody gets some sort of enjoyment out of watching these videos, that's fine. I'm not one of these people that want to try and monetize this channel. That's not been my interest at all. So it doesn't really worry me, but as I say, I do like to try and put content out frequently, but it just hasn't really been possible. It's been so dark. I have obviously been keeping going to the boats and making sure they're okay, but but boats are confined spaces at the best of time, and trying to do any sort of filming on these dark, now it's winter days, it's very hard, but we shall still try and keep doing little bits and pieces on the boats. As I say, I have done a little bit more on fitting the Webasto water heater on the narrowboat, so that is coming on a bit more, and I'm filming that as I'm doing it, but I can see that's going to probably take a number of weeks before I complete that, as I say, because it just has been so wet. Because doing that, I have to lift the engine boards and basically work outside. So in the winter time now, time and days when you can do that is quite limited. So that's basically the reason. There's not been a lot going on. I'm not one of these people that would make videos for the sake of making videos. I have to be doing something of interest. But I thought I'd post a little update. I'm here in my little workshop at home here. I'm trying to tidy this up because I like to come in here and do some more things over the winter, and I would like, as I say, to come and do one or two projects here in the winter. There's nothing of real great value here. It's a lot of my old radios and televisions and one or two other little pieces that I've restored over the years. We'll just have a quick look. Somebody did ask me, I've made a couple of videos about restoring this rather nice McMichael 137 radio. If you look back in my videos, if it's of interest to you. And I did start to restore it. Unfortunately, that has come to a bit of a stop, because somebody asked me a question the other day, had I finished it? Well, no, it hasn't got a lot further really. I was trying to rewind the tuning drive on it, which is quite a complex tuning drive cord to rewind, and it just wouldn't, I just couldn't get it right. It kept slipping off, and then I found there's some very unique rubber bushings that hold the tuning capacitor to the chassis, and they had all perished. So the actual tuning capacitor that's sort of bolted through these rubber bushings onto the chassis was moving, so every time that moved it would throw the cord off, and I think that's why the cord had come off in the first place. So sadly, I've now got to adapt something or make something or find something, and these rubber mounts or bushings or whatever you want to call them, I've never seen a radio that has anything like these. I presume McMichael probably had them made specially for this 137 set. They weren't even used on the McMichael 135, which the set which predates this, the earlier 135. So that's come to a bit of a halt at the moment, but it's an ongoing restoration. Some of these restorations do take me an awful long while. It doesn't worry me, you know, if it takes a number of years even. Also we have in here, I've got my early 1980s Wurlitzer jukebox, which I've kind of restored, or it was kind of working when I had it, but that's quite a nice piece, quite a fun piece, and it's great. Obviously I can't play nothing because it'll instantly break the copyright. We have a London Underground fruit machine, which was a throwaway from came out of a big London what was a cinema and became a bingo hall, that did. So yeah, and I've got a couple of we'll probably have a look at these in more detail in some time in the future, over the winter. I have a couple of pinball machines which I've also totally restored these, which are good fun. They're the older type of pinball machine. They're not the electronic pinball machine. These are all working on relays, and inside these, you know, they just are a sea of relays and contacts that basically, when I say restored, basically it's a question, the parts are all there, it's a question of cleaning all the contacts. But I'll probably do a separate video on these, as I just happen to be in here because it's quite windy outside today, and so I've come inside. And we have one or two of my televisions as well in here, as you can see. Just a few televisions, not all my television collection, but a few on these. These are basically some of these work, some of these don't work. I have done a video about the Pi up there, which is one of my favourite televisions, and I would like to do a video about this television here, which is a 1949 Murphy, which I have just about now finished restoring. It just needs, you know, one or two bits and pieces tweaking it. That's quite interesting because that was the first television to come into our village in 1949 when Sutton Coldfield transmitter in the Midlands opened, and we could, in this part of the world, in even as far afield as here in Northampton, we could then get television. So that's quite an interesting set for me, because it came out of a cottage in the older part of the village. Yes, so yeah, thank you for everybody that's subscribed, that likes, even dislikes the videos. That doesn't worry me. As I say, to me YouTube is a hobby, and I just enjoy doing this stuff and sharing it. And if anybody else gets any, you know, anything out of it, that's brilliant. As I say, so there we go. We will be making more videos very shortly, and thank you again. And I'm sorry it's been a few weeks since I uploaded anything on YouTube, but hopefully there'll be one or two videos coming shortly. And thanks for watching again, and bye for now.